In this video, I'm going to work through this limit problem. So first note that this is an indeterminate form. The type is infinity minus infinity. So I need to do something to change the type so that I can evaluate the limit. So the thing I'm going to try is I'm going to multiply by the conjugate. I'm going to rationalize. So I've gone ahead and written out the next step. So I'm multiplying by the conjugate. And when I do that, on the numerator, I get the limit as x tends to infinity. I've got 4x squared plus 3x minus 4x squared. That's all over the square root of 4x squared plus 3x plus 2x. And now the 4x squared cancels. And after simplifying the numerator, this is what I get. Now, at this point, if I check my type, I have type infinity over infinity, which is still an indeterminate form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to factor the highest power out of that root, and that is x squared. So let's rewrite this as x squared times 4 plus 3 over x plus 2x. Now, remember that the square root of x squared is the absolute value of x. In this situation, it's not as dire, but if we were tending to minus infinity, the absolute value of x would be minus x. So we do have to be careful. So I like to write out this next step as follows. So when I pull that x squared out of the root, so I have the square root of x squared here, it's actually the absolute value of x. Now, since x is tending to infinity, x is positive. So that means that the absolute value of x is just x. Now, if we were tending to negative infinity, it would be negative x. So I've gone ahead and I've rewritten that. Next, let's factor an x out of the denominator, in which case I get x times the square root of 4 plus 3 over x plus 2. And now I can cancel that x, and so my limit is now the limit as x tends to infinity of 3 over the square root of 4 plus 3 over x plus 2. And now I can evaluate the limit. Remember that as x tends to infinity, this tends to 0. So I can now evaluate the limit, and I have 3 over the root of 4, which is 2, plus 2, which is 4.